Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday to you. Woo, woo. We made it to Friday, and today is going to be different in this room. I don't have my pretty wife next to me today because she's still on vacation. But she'll be back next time you see us on Monday. But in her place, we're going to do something we've never done before. We're going to have the Bruds run the show. I'm going to do this whole podcast today with my friend, with my brother, Mr. Jay Mattier, coming to the stage. What's up, man?
Good morning. Good morning. What's going on, Brian?
Oh, man, the Bruds going to do it today.
We gonna do it. We gonna do the thing.
Oh, I'm so excited to be doing this with you, Jay. Good morning, Susan Kennedy. Good morning, brother Uzama Ra. Uzama, we was talking about you earlier today, actually. I was talking about you to I was talking to my wife, and she was in the car with Peggy, and they was leaving the beach, and it was like 6:30 this morning because they had went there like 5 something this morning. And Peggy said, Uzama Ra got me doing this, getting up early, going to the beach. Uzama influenced her to get up early and go to the beach like that. So that was nice. So I was happy to hear that. So Jay, do you want to like introduce yourself and greet yourself? I mean, greet the boat.
Good good morning, Jay Maddie. You're here. I've been doing this the first Friday of the month typically, but today is a special day. I'm co-hosting with Brian, so we're going to get into some topics. We're going to talk about who you walk with. We're going to have some interesting dialogue. We're going to have an Ask Jay segment. I'm basically a retired business and financial professional. I spend a lot of time in financial literacy. I'm a certified financial literacy education provider, and doing a number of things in the community with foster children in foster care, and also have a couple of businesses that I run to keep myself busy. So trying to
Amen.
stay busy like Brian.
Well, I tell you, that's pretty good. But we are gonna. He mentioned it just a moment ago. We are gonna have an Ask Jay segment. We're gonna do it normal time, 9:15, because he has something today that he wants to share with you guys that only he can and the way he can do it. So we are gonna have an Ask Jay segment where he's gonna share a lesson and then be prepared for questions. But I was inspired to title this morning's topic, "Walk With." Okay, walk with. I grew up in church, and my uncle Jerry was the pastor of the church that I grew up in, and they used to sing gospel songs with so much soul, man. This is in the '70s. I mean, put the hump in the back and all that kind of stuff. And there was this song called "Walk with Me, Lord," and he'd go, "Walk with me, Lord," and all that. Walk with me. I remember that and stuff. Hold my hand, Lord. Hold my hand while I remember that song, man. If y'all not old enough to listen to the song, but that's what I grew up with. Okay.
I
So,
hear
but I
you.
was thinking, who we walking with? Are we walking with Jesus? Are we walking with a life partner? Are we walking with any friends? Are we walking with what are we walking with? That's what my thought was. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Who you
important,
walking with?
Brian, because no man is an island, and we've got to have some
Yeah.
support somewhere. Whether it's like you say, like whether it's your spouse, whether it's your best friend, whether it's close associates. Who is it that you walk with? Who provides you that support that you need?
And when I was thinking about it, some people might say, well, I'm not walking with anybody. I'm single. Well, that's not true either because I think the people that you listen to, like the people that you consume, the people that you read about and listen to their words, listen to their thoughts and all that, it becomes a part of your walk. Am I crazy talking here?
Nah, that's absolutely true, man. It is. And even if you're not walking with somebody, it's the voices or the tapes that play in your head, whether it's from
Yeah,
past, future, or present. So there's always something in your mind or somebody speaking to you in your mind. So you've got to
right.
be aware and cognizant of what's going on.
That's right, because your brain doesn't turn off. Did y'all
Correct.
hear me? It doesn't shut off. It's going to be thinking about something at all times. Uzama Ross says, watching the sunrise over the Atlantic never, in all capitals, never gets old. Well, that's what the ladies did, Uzama this morning, Lisa and Peggy on the
Yes,
pool.
that's the same thing Uzama is watching a West Coast sunset.
Yeah,
that
that never
those,
gets old either.
that never gets old. It's different every day.
There was a drunk man leaving the bar very early in the morning, and he's stacking around. He comes up to a stranger. He goes, "Man, is that the sun going up or is that the sun coming down?" Like, what? Is that the sun coming up or is that the sun coming down? He goes, "Man, how the hell I know? I ain't from this neighborhood." Okay. That's an
I
old
remember
school
those
joke.
days. I remember those days wondering if the sun was coming up or if it was going down.
You? Oh, y'all don't know. Y'all see Jay now, buttoned up, professional, seasoned. He got a history. He got a story. Okay. He wasn't always this put together, y'all. I'm telling you. We'd be surprised to hear everybody's journey.
Everybody's got a story, everybody's got a journey, and nobody's perfect. And there's always some roller coaster effect in your life. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, there's going to be trials, there's going to be tribulations. I mean, this is called life. And,
Mm-hmm.
and if you're not lifing, well, you know the alternative.
You're not life and you're death, and life you gonna you control it or life gonna control you. It's so interesting you talked about the roller coaster, Jay, because just yesterday in business club we had a bunch of entrepreneurs in the room. We had a great talk, and I asked the question. I said in the life of entrepreneurships, there's ups and downs. There's mountain high moments and valley moments, and I said there's some seasons that are better than other seasons. And I said, now, all of you entrepreneurs here, any of you guys never had a bad season or a down season? And no one's hand goes up. I said, even if you did everything right, is it
Right.
still possible that you still have a down season? And the answer is resoundingly yes, you can still. Where's my
Definitely.
money? That's
Definitely.
life.
Definitely. I do a thing where you can actually chart your life, and you think back when things were up and when things were done, and you can actually chart just like a graph. You can
Mm-hmm.
say, okay, well, I did well in this year, and then when things went up, and then I took a dip, and then and if you keep doing that for a few segments, you can actually chart your life so that you know when to expect the down times as well as the up times. So you can actually, people should try that. Try to kind
That's a
of
great idea.
chart your life. Yeah.
That's a great idea. I've heard it said about economies, but not about a personal economy. Like
Right.
the U.S. economy tends to go from boom to bust,
Right.
and the booms and busts typically in either 20 years, 40 years, there's going to be either a boom or a bust or something like that. So they can kind of predict and anticipate. You
Right.
know, we've been in a boom season for 20 years. Prepare for the bust because that's how it goes. I never heard about doing it for a personal economy before.
Right. Because everything is cyclical. Everything is cyclical in your life. And so you can actually chart it out, map it out, and forecast, as they do in the stock market, forecast when you're ups and down times and how to survive the downtime. So I encourage people to just try to check it out, do it. It's just very simple. Pick a year, and within that year, you can go, okay, this happened. Oh, I did really well in business. I got a raise. I did this, but then I came down a bit. There was some fear in the market. I lost some money, or I lost my job, or whatever. And you can kind of look and see,
Wow.
and it keeps going, and then you'll kind of understand your life cycle and how to manage it like anything else.
Never heard of that before. That sounds interesting to me, Jay. I never even thought about that. But that's the other reason why we need community. Okay. None of us have lived long enough to have all the ideas and all the rights. None of you guys either have all the answers. No one has all of the answers. Jay just dropped something on us this morning I never heard of. I like to think I'm a smart guy, but I never heard that. Okay. And I could never have gotten that on my own. I would have never figured that out on my own. That's why we need each other. Good morning, Dr. Deborah Dunston. I'm so excited that you're here.
Good morning, Dr. Deborah.
Man, Dr. Deborah, I got in trouble because of you this week. Yep. Because of Dr. Deborah Dunston, I got in trouble. I
Uh-oh.
was talking,
How'd you get in
yeah,
trouble, Brad?
man. I was talking to another lady, and the lady was like, well, Brian, what about your Monday night meeting? She didn't know about it. Right. None of us have all the answers. But Dr. Deborah, you got me in trouble this week. Okay. So I was, because on Monday, on the first and the third Monday night, I host a group called the Monday Night Sales Mastery Group. And this lady said she heard about the group through Dr. Deborah. And I thought I was paying a compliment to Dr. Deborah. I said, oh, yeah, Dr. Deborah's a regular, and Dr. Deborah knows what she wants out of life, is what I said. I said, Dr. Deborah knows what she wants. Now, me saying that Dr. Deborah knows what she wants, the woman I was talking to took that as if I'm throwing shade her way. Oh, so you saying Dr. Deborah knows, but I don't know? Okay.
Oh,
I said, no, no, no. And then she didn't tell me right then. She told me like a couple of days later. Was you throwing shade at me when you said Dr. Deborah knows what you're going, and you are trying to say that I don't know where I'm going? That's not my point at all. And I didn't even know. I didn't even think I was oblivious. And she didn't let it go. She was like, no, no, I heard you. You was throwing shade my way. I mean, you trying to say, no, ma'am, that's not what I was saying at all.
that's what people's thoughts can be very dangerous to themselves.
Yes. And she did that all on her own. I didn't participate.
So she took that and ran with it in her mind. So
Right.
now we'll say, well, what's your thought about yourself? How do you think about yourself? So
Woo.
yeah, that's interesting. Our thoughts tend to do that to us about ourselves as well as the surroundings.
It's so amazing too, because sometimes we can do that thought thing about somebody or a situation, and the other person is oblivious. They going on with their life, had no idea.
Nobody there. Yeah.
Yes, Dr. Deborah, I had to defend that. Even yesterday, I had to still 2 days. I had to fight that off. Goodness gracious,
2 days.
2 days, because one day wasn't enough. She goes, and then she was telling other people, and you think he was, and the other person said, yeah, I think Brian was throwing shade at you. Oh my God.
Controversy. The world thrives on controversy.
Oh my God. I'm scared to bring up controversies too. It's 9:12. It's 9:12. We're gonna do an Ask Jay segment. I'm so grateful that Jay's here with me today. And we're gonna do the whole day. We never did this before. Me
Yes.
and Jay.
Woo-hoo.
The whole we got the
Right.
whole day. We got the bras. Okay. So we're gonna do that today. Another thing, Jay, before we we got 3 minutes before we go to the Ask Jay segment. Um, the stuff we have now, the technology we have. I'm drinking this coffee that's supposed to give me energy and focus. Okay, okay. These new things, these AI things, these AI
Yes.
tools, and AI
Yes.
toys, new technologies, and just think about the stuff that we using every day today. 2 years ago, 3 years ago,
Yes.
didn't even just 2 or 3 years ago. It might have been invented, but we weren't using it the way we use it today. Like I'm using Zoom every day. Okay, I'm
Right. Right.
communicating all over the world. But that wasn't the way business was done in my life for a while ago. You know,
Right.
I have these AI employees now. And I'm
Right.
working them like they're real people, and I get upset with them like real people too. I mean, you said you was gonna have this done by such and such time,
Right.
really? So but these are my AI employees. So
And
we got all of these
they
things.
respond to you like a real person as well.
I have, oh my gosh, we're going to talk about it. It's 9:13. I'm ready. This is still Shout It Out Friday. Today's topic is walk with. Who you walking with, what you walking with, what you thinking. Uzama Ra says, empowered by the spirit of freedom fighters like Nelson Mandela and the innovative technologies championed by CoachUzama.com. We celebrate hashtag Freedom Friday as a reminder that true liberation comes from both courage and creativity. Thank you very much. This is still Shout It Out Friday. We do have a topic of walk with. We are going to have the Ask Jay segment in 1 minute. So thank you guys for joining us. This is Shout Out Friday. Look at this as an opportunity. Shout out your business. Shout out your cause. What you don't want to do is be a secret agent. What's a secret agent? That's someone in business, but they won't tell other people about it. They do it in secret. Okay. Well, not everybody's my client. You don't know who they know. That's one of the dumbest things. Okay. You don't know who they know.
Like they say, closed mouths don't get fed.
All right, here we are. It's 9:15 on the dot. For over a year now, Jay Mattier has been coming to us, giving us financial tips and financial mentoring. And he does it in such a way that's so loving and people love it. And we know you guys love it because you tell us you love it when he's done. Okay. But now we got him here for more than 20 minutes. We got him here for the whole day now. So Jay, what you got in the Ask Jay segment?
All right. Well, we want to open it up. A lot of times people have questions and we don't get a chance to get through. So I'm giving people opportunity to ask things that they have on their mind or on their heart or anything that they want to talk about. The couple of things, which was a great segue, Brian, a couple of things that I wanted to talk about, the transformation of technology and just the world in itself. You remember back in the day, I mean, look, cell phones, look at how many different iterations of cell phones and how far cell phones have come. I remember back in the day when a phone was a big clunky thing. And that there's no way that we back in the day of beepers and pagers and big clunky phones.
Remember all of that, yes.
You could only use it as a two-way radio. It was a two-way type of radio phone. And look where we are now. Look where we are at the internet. The internet is probably younger than a lot of folks that are on this feed.
No doubt is younger.
Look at how fast things are changing. Look at what has been happening. Look at the technology and look at the different things. And we as a people, we've got to keep up. I know a lot of people are set in their ways. They're old school, I'm old school, but you cannot ignore the fact that the world is changing around you. And if you don't comply with it, you're going to get run over. So there's two things that I want people to I want to encourage you to at least have a summary or at least an understanding of two things. One of them is the AI revolution. So getting familiar with all the chat GPT, Copilot, Gemini, get an understanding or a summary, or at least just engage in that as a tool. You'll be surprised how much knowledge is there at your fingertips. You've got the world at your fingertips. So I encourage you to take advantage of that. The other thing that the world...
Wait, before you go to the other thing, can I piggyback on the AI?
Sure.
Okay. And Jay was talking about how you could chart your own history, but also the history of your country. Early adopters of technologies tend to do way better than late adopters. Early adopters, people who embrace technology while it's still early, do way better than the mass majority of people who wait until it's very late and then it's not new technology anymore. You see it in sports, you see it in life, you see it in business. Sports teams that adopted technology about every single pitch and what the percentages were, use all that technology, they became the winners versus the teams that had the old school mentality. He doesn't feel right to me. You don't want to live it just on the field. You do have technology you can do everything better and faster if you learn, the word is not learn. The word is willingness to learn.
Yes.
The willingness to adopt it, the courage to try it.
Right.
I don't know nothing about that new cell phone or that new app. To have the courage to try it. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Right. You definitely have to do that because, if you don't, like I said, by the time you decide to learn it, it'll be obsolete. They'll be on to something else. So you're always going to play catch up.
Mm.
The second thing is that whole crypto arena, the Bitcoins and your altcoins and your different things. at least understand it, or at least have the knowledge of it. You don't have to get involved, but if you do, we've got a great guy, Uzama Ra, here that will help you to understand the whole arena and how it's used and what it can be used for. But that's something that is the wave of the future. As a matter of fact, it's not even the wave of the future. It's happening now.
Because you see it in gas stations. Uzama Ra says, one technology I hope we start adopting soon is Bitcoin. Okay.
Yes.
Now, Uzama has raised his hand for us to be a resource. He's given us ways that he's willing to teach. He has blocks of instruction and even has a website, I think, about learning what it is. If you do, Uzama, put it in the chat, please.
Right, because the future of money is going to change, and the way that we spend and the way that we receive money is going to be different. You're going to have a card. You're not going to walk around with cash anymore in the future. You're going to have a card, and everything's going to be on that card. You've got to understand that card. And there's people today that don't understand credit cards or debit cards or how to use them or what they, my son was in college before he realized that you got to pay that money back.
Yeah.
So definitely, if I could iterate anything, at least be aware of the technology around you. And you can use ChatGPT for that. You can use ChatGPT to understand it, as well as giving you a summary that can break down that, even so a 12-year-old can understand the whole crypto arena. So
I was in an online group, and it was a bunch of AI influencers or educators. There was a bunch of them in there, and because I wanted to see what they were talking about, and I figured maybe somebody there I could teach them how to sell. So I was in the room watching this. It's a Zoom conference kind of thing, and the guy that was running it, because they were naming all these different apps, Jay, that I had never heard of, all these different, and then they came to this part about, well, what's your favorite AI tool? And they were going around. You know what the favorite AI tool of the experts was? ChatGPT. The one that we all know. That's their favorite one.
Everything's based off of that technology.
Okay.
So Copilot, with Google, Gemini, all of that is based off of that technology. So, and people, it's easy because there are resources out there. You can go to and get free resources to understand both of those subjects. And you can even ask ChatGPT. But I encourage you, I implore you to have at least an understanding of it. So
you can't say you didn't hear it before. Jay just implored you.
So ask Jay. Okay, we got any questions in the chat?
Woo! Now Jay is a financial mentor, and Uzama Ra, I'm really happy that you're in the room as well, Uzama, because I want people to understand that you're a resource too. But Jay's a resource. So let's talk about it. So let me ask questions and help people to get involved in it as well. For those people who are afraid of it, Jay, I'm not smart enough to do that. What do you say to them?
You got to start somewhere. If you don't, just like anything else, you get education. You get educated. Don't fear the unknown. Embrace the unknown. That's what learning is all about. Education is all about. We didn't start off. I didn't start off doing all that I know about the
Absolutely not. Mm-hmm.
I had no clue. So you can start with the mindset of wanting to know and being aware and understanding. And
curious.
My light bulb was, well, damn, there's too many broke people around my family. What are they doing wrong? What are we not doing? So I decided to get involved with finances and financial literacy a long time ago, not to benefit myself and my own family, but to try to help others and teach others.
Lena Hopkins says, good morning, Brian and Jay. Good morning,
all. Lena.
And she asked the hashtag good data sharing. We opened up the floor for Ask Jay segment. Ask Jay. Jay's been around the block a couple of times. Uzama Ra says, tell ChatGPT to explain Bitcoin to a sixth grader if you think you're not smart enough. What a great idea. Thank you, Uzama. That's a great suggestion. That's a great suggestion. Okay. Thank you very much for that. I like that because you can understand it as well as a sixth grader can. And I
Whenever
like that. Thank you very much.
Brian reminds me of that show, you smarter than the fifth grader. It's like, wait a minute, I don't know, the sixth grader might get it better than me.
You're right. Sometimes we do get humbled by what we don't know or can't figure out sometimes. But I do think it's exciting, Jay. You lifted up a couple points already about thinking about your future. One of the things that Jay has said to me personally on a consistent basis, okay, is think about the Brian 10 years from now. Think about the Lena 10 years from now, the Dr. Deborah 10 years. Now, he didn't say do this, this, and this. He told me to think about Lena 10 years from now. And just that thought, Jay, has made me be smarter with what I do today. With
Yes.
what I do.
Because what's going to happen? Time is going to go by. If you're blessed enough, you're 50 now, you're going to be 60. So what are you going to do to change in that decade to help you prosper, help you evolve, help you develop, and help your family? What is it that you're going to do? You have control of the time, but you don't own the time. The time is going to move whether you want to or not.
Yesterday at Business Club, we had a speaker who told us that his next birthday, he'll be 61. And he said, if he was to give any counsel to young people, he said, I will tell you, time flies by. You don't have time. It'll happen before you turn around. You'll be 61. I thought I had all the time in the world to get it right. And next thing you know, I'm 60.
Right. And you notice it's moving even faster. The older you get, the faster it moves. We're already in fall.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember.
It's funny.
We're in September already.
We're just in January talking about how we were going to plan for the month, how we're going to plan out for the year. Then we were doing a 6-month review, and now we're heading into the third quarter.
Well, fourth quarter, September, October. We're in the fourth quarter now. Yeah, the beginning of the fourth quarter. Uzama Ra says sixth graders are really smart though. And Dr. Beverly, I'm so happy that you're in the room. She says, Grand rising to my favorite awesome, beautiful family. Miss Phyllis George, I'm so happy that you came in the room too. Good morning, Miss Phyllis. How you doing, sis?
Good morning, Dr. Beverly and Miss Phyllis. How are you today?
Yes, I'm so happy that they're in the room. Another thing, Jay, and I'm really interested in your perspective on this too. This concept of cash. Okay. You mentioned earlier, we all have cards, and it's going to be that way. That's not going to change. It's even going to be more so that we use our cards for everything. And the speaker yesterday was talking about how he's learned to, and he still does, carry cash with him.
Right.
But it made me go, oh wow, because I don't carry cash anymore. It's been a while since I've had cash in my hand like that.
Right.
But he advocated it. And he goes, and I have significant cash. I have hundreds of dollars of cash that I carry with me. And he thought that was a good idea. What do you say to that?
I think it's always good to have some cash. But you understand, you go to places now that we went to the Matthews Live, that big Labor Day festival in Matthews. And everything, you had to use a card.
Everything.
You move everything, to eat, to drink, the vendors, everybody had to have a card. It was very seldom that anybody used cash these days.
And this is at a festival, an outdoor festival.
Yeah, at a festival. So you should carry a minimal amount of cash, but you should make sure that you have your cards and make sure you manage your cards. Because the other thing about cards, it gets you in trouble because there's no pain. There's no emptiness. There's no nothing. You just tap, and there it is. There's no looking in my wallet and saying, ugh.
It doesn't feel like anything. You talked about this in here before about the perils of cards, because you don't feel the pain of it until.
Correct.
It's easy to swipe the card. It's easy to tap. Okay, I'll tap all day, but the bill's gonna come due. Uzama Ross says gold and the dollar, gold and the S&P 500, are at all-time highs. And this is good news to start investing.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I mean, I was thinking about gold the other day. Whoever thought that gold would be as high as it is now? I think it was up around $3,000 an ounce, something to that
Wow.
effect. Osama, is that right? Yeah.
3,000 an ounce.
Yeah, it's incredible.
I got a gold brick. I got a 16-ounce gold brick in here. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it. Real gold, 16 ounces. What do you think, Jay? I
Don't
don't
give
have
anybody
that.
your address.
I don't have that. Dr. Beverly says, Grand Rising, Brian. Good to see you. I'm still trying to not. I'm still tying the knot in the rope and holding on. Grand Rising, brother Jay. Everything dealing with cash is confusing now. I had a customer who had cash because he forgot his phone. I told him the total, and he has now said to me that all of this upgrade he has forgotten how to count money. I can believe that too. Actually,
Yes.
forgotten how to count money. He stumbled over his money. I had to count his money out for him. I can believe that. Okay.
Yes. And the funny thing about it, you just mentioned it, the phone. Now everything's on your phone. You've got Google Pay, you've got Venmo, you got all these apps on your phone that you can use your phone. So it's even more so getting away from the car that you can use your phone. Going to the airport and everything, pulling up your QR code for your tickets. And I'm so excited that I've been doing it. So I'm one. I like to get the paper tickets, but I have actually been using my phone and QR codes, getting used to that. Again, technology. You have to be involved. You can't be afraid of it. You have to embrace it.
Uzama says it's 3,600, Jay.
All right.
An ounce of gold. Susan, I think she's talking about my gold brick joke. She goes, sell it and buy Bitcoin. Bitcoin in the last few years, Uzama can speak on this. What it was selling for 3, 4, 5 years ago versus today has been mind-boggling. It's been
unbelievable.
astounding.
Unbelievable.
Going from, imagine you bought Bitcoin at $100. Astounding what is valued at right now.
You bought it at $5.
Well, yeah, that was an opportunity for some people to buy it there. A few years ago, there's a football player named Odell Beckham Jr. And people were clowning Odell because he decided to take his bonuses in Bitcoin. Okay, his millions of dollars. Okay, in Bitcoin, not cash. He wanted it all in Bitcoin. And when he did it, Bitcoin took a dip like the next year, and people was like, ha, 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 you made a mistake. But from what I understand, he held on to his Bitcoin, and now that wasn't a mistake.
That was not a mistake.
That was a very smart move for him.
He's probably a billionaire now.
Goodness gracious. It was like $7.5 million.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think I talked to Udama about that Odell Beckham thing at first. At one point, I think I did.
Okay, folks, let's get questions in the chat.
Okay. While you're thinking of questions to ask Jay, it's 9:33. And around 9:30, we've been doing it every single day. Today in African American history. And it's coming from the classic book, 366 Days of Historical Events and Accomplishments, written by Michael A. Carson. That's what the book looks like. We're so grateful that we had Michael A. Carson as a guest here one time before. Today is the 12th of September. Goodness gracious, 12th of September already. Jay talked about it, man. It was just January. All right, so let's go with a couple of them here, one or two of them here. In 1912, Howard Porter Drew became the first African American to hold the record for the 100-yard dash. He was called the world's fastest human. and won the National Amateur Athletic Union Championship. That's 1912. 1999. Let's go to 1999. Professional tennis player Serena Williams and her sister Venus Williams became the first African American women's team to succeed at the U.S. Open. They won the doubles title, defeating Chandra Rubin of America and Sandrine Tussaud of France. They also won gold medals in doubles at the 2000 Olympic Games in Sydney, Australia. They were the first sisters to win Olympic gold in doubles and extended their doubles winning streak to 22 matches. Interesting. Now, I picked these two at random, but they both
Yes.
sports achievements. But I think they're significant sports achievements because 1999 was not that long ago.
Not
Okay.
at all. Not at
Wow.
all.
Venus and Serena, their history's going to look very favorably on them the longer it goes. Dr. Lisa came in the room. She goes, "Hi, family." She says, "Hey, family." Let's read what Lena says. Lena says, "Ask J, hashtag Ask J." I'm thinking about hashtag Lena 10 years from now, who will be 63, turning 64 in less than 2 weeks. I want her to be financially straight in all caps, whether I've achieved my dreams, my dream goals or not, whether I've remarried or not. My question is, what would be the easiest thing to invest in to build up my estate? Something that won't take me away from my career, will allow me to multitask. I'm smart, but I'm no mathematician. I've always thought I should stay in my lane, the arts. And there might be some more. Let me see if I can get there. Do you already hear anything, Jay, that you can
Yeah,
fasten
I
that
mean,
on?
one of the things is that what she's doing, if it generates income, continue to do that. But you want to invest. You have to invest, and you have to look at real estate. You have to look at stocks, and now you've got to look at crypto. I caution you to make sure that you understand it before you, but you've got to look at those things. For people that just want a hands-off type of relationship, just one and done, you can look at index funds, you can look at EFT, you can look at mutual funds. People that want to be more active, there are companies that you can actually invest actively, like Vanguard and Fidelity and Charles Schwab. But you've got to start. Unfortunately, and one of the things that I've always done, and unfortunately, I have to tell the truth. 10 years is not a long time, is not a long enough time to really accumulate that much for the future. You can accumulate, and if you invest wisely, you will have a decent sized nest egg. But for people that are, 10 years, 5 years, or whatever into retirement, you've got to do something because you're behind the eight ball. I hate to say it, but you're behind the eight ball. So now you've got to come up with strategies of how to increase your income. So now you've got to look at your business opportunities. You got to look at your investing opportunities. You've got to look at how you invest in real estate. You've got to look at, like these days, you've got to have multiple streams of income, especially if you're later on in life.
2
So
points.
go ahead.
2 points, Jay. One time before, I remember you were talking about some of these things here in one of the Ask Jay segments, and someone typed in, "When you throwing out these words and these terms, I feel that over my head, I don't understand them." Like when you talk about as doing this and that, some people, I remember at least one person writing that in
Right.
here, that
Right.
those things, and it made her afraid. Okay, I don't know enough about these things. So, but Jay also said you do have to start, and you don't. I'm going to suggest you don't have to start with everything, okay?
Right.
But you need to start with something. How do you eat an
One thing.
elephant? One bite at a time. Okay,
One.
that's one thing I wanted to lift up.
And the thing is, if you're in that situation and you're afraid, you need to talk to somebody. And
Oh
I
yeah,
put myself out there to be a resource for you. And I'm going to help you to understand the things that you don't understand. We can talk about terminology, but you can't let fear keep you from enjoying the rest of your life.
Oh,
Don't let
whoa,
fear
whoa, whoa. Don't let fear what?
keep you from enjoying the rest of your life.
Bam! That's amazing. I want to say this too, Jay. You know, the people who are behind the eight ball, and I know you didn't want to say it that way, but
I
that's the
didn't,
reality,
but I
right? That's
have
the
to. I
reality.
have to be real.
I think the people that are behind the eight ball, I think the shortcut or the solution for them is a business of their own. A
Yes,
business. You got to
yes.
start a business and run a business.
You
There's
got to
there's
start.
no limiting on your income when your business can grow to the levels that you need it to be when you're behind the eight ball. You're convicting my spirit. I might even write something about it today about if you over 50 and you know you're not ready for retirement, you got to be in business. And if you got to be in business, you got to learn how to sell.
Right.
Okay, that's my
And,
lane.
and one of the buzzwords now, everybody's talking about generational wealth. Well, if you don't have it, you won't have it. But
That's right.
what you can do is you can plan for people that are behind you. You can plan for your children, loved ones, things like that. You can plan for them so that you can start the generational wealth. People, instead of, like when people get born, when they have babies, they have these showers and everything like that. That's good. Give the person some money. Give the person some bonds. Give them some stock. Give them something that they can invest in. When they have major milestones in their life, think about, wow, I didn't think about myself when I was 20. I didn't think about my 40-year-old self, but my child is 10 years old. If I can do something now for my child, that will put my child in a better position, and that will help start a lineage.
You got to preach that from the rooftops, Jay. You don't have to keep telling that story. You
And
got to preach that because some people got to hear that story. I want to catch up the comments too, and I want to go back to you, Jay. Uzama
yeah,
Ra says this time last year, Bitcoin was $58,000, and today it sits at $115,000. Just get on the court, y'all. Oh my God, from 58,000 to 115,000 in 1 year's time is astounding. Dr. Lisa is bragging watching with my feet in the pool. Dr. Beverly says, Dr. Beverly says, money from a different country. What's the price now on turning it into get cash value? Let's say Iran. Oh wow. Dr. Lee says the humanities. Lena Hopkins chimes in. Thank you, Jay, with a bunch of exclamation points. Dr. Lisa says business, tax structure, and life insurance. Business, tax structure, and life insurance. A business of your own, a tax plan. You can't do it
right,
without some sort of a tax plan. Taxes are your greatest expense, and life insurance. Those are things that are accessible to everybody, in my opinion.
right,
That's not a far reach. Susan
yeah,
Kennedy says, I've said that each year as we grow older, the percent of our life we are living grows smaller. So my 10-year-old granddaughter is living 10% of her life. And at 50, we are only living 2% of our lives. Each year, that percentage gets smaller. I like to think it's not at 2%. I'm way over 50. Susan Kennedy also says, I'm so glad you are having a great retreat, Lisa. Lisa says, thank you, I am. And hashtag Peggy L. Evans is a fantastic host. Of course, Peggy's a fantastic host. Dr. Lisa says, give money. There's a major thing about giving, too. Lena
yes.
says, write that book, Brian. MMA, reach out to you, Jay. I'm gonna reach out to you, Jay. Okay.
All right.
All right. Go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry. I want to catch up the comments.
So that is very interesting in that order. Businesses to start to generate income, but taxes, you realize the majority of your income goes to taxes. That's how the wealthy stay wealthy, because not so much that they have revenue strategies, but they've got tax strategies. that save them money and prevent them from paying taxes. Because when you look at it, you're paying your federal tax, you're paying your state tax, you're paying your insurance, going into Medicare, Medicaid, and everything. So those are things. But then when you get the after tax dollars, you got sales tax, you've got excise tax, you've got property tax, you've got car insurance, all these things that what they do is call them fees, they're taxes.
Yeah.
So 80% of your money, whether you know it or not, goes to taxes.
Ouch! What?
So you've got to look at these strategies, tax strategies, but get involved with a tax strategist or tax expert. And then the third thing, insurance. I used to quibble about insurance and as far as, okay, I looked at it as for protection, okay, I'm the breadwinner, I'm going to do this, and I cared more about the protection. But it actually can be a good investment for you. And it actually can help develop money. And they've got some different plans now that will help you to save, help you to invest, help you to access the dollars tax free. So I would encourage people to look at the insurance structure. I think it's called a universal. Okay, I'm trying to think. I think it's the universal.
It's IUL, Index Universal Life.
Yes, IUL. Yeah, definitely look at that. It's worth it. And again, if you're younger,
they keep you from losing money. IULs.
Yeah. If you're younger, you got to look at it. If you're older, it might not work as well, but depending upon your financial situation, you can make lump sum contributions. You can do things. So it's good to talk to somebody. Understand your options that are out there.
All right, it's 9:46. We are late doing our greeting songs and greeting logos. Jay, you've been amazing, but I knew you would be. Lena Hopkins, I heard what you said. Dr. Lisa, you've been amazing with your contributions. Uzama Rod, thank you so much. Uzama, we couldn't have gotten this far in our talk without Uzama's contribution today, I don't believe. We needed his contributions. We appreciate you, Susan. We appreciate you, Lena. We appreciate you, Dr. Beverly. We appreciate you, Ms. Phyllis. We thank you very much for coming in the room. Susan Kennedy, we thank you very much for coming in the room. Ms. Phyllis, oh my goodness gracious. We got some amazing people in this room here today.
Yes.
Anybody. So we're going to do the greeting songs. Up first today is Miss Susan Kennedy. Now the greeting songs are people who contribute. They've earned it over time. Susan Kennedy's song goes like this. Susan Kennedy, you're everything
I hope for.
You're everything I need. You are so beautiful to me. That's Susan Kennedy's song. Why are you singing to her? Because she contributes. Uzama Rod's got one too. Bitcoin King. The Bitcoin King. Uzama, Bitcoin King. He's the Bitcoin King. Uzama Rod, you've been amazing today, bro. Thank you. Dr. Deborah Dunson's got a jam too. Dr. Deborah, nonprofit strategist and funding coach. Did you hear what I said? She's a nonprofit strategist and funding coach. That's what she do. Who's up next? Let's see. It was Lena Hopkins, Lena Janelle, baby. Gets high off her art, don't know how to behave. Ooh, that's Lena's jam right there. That's right. I want to do your jam because you deserve it. You deserve to have your be fatigued with your jam. Dr. Beverly has a logo that goes, Dr. Beverly is on the show. Good morning, Dr. Beverly. And good morning to you and the rest of your crew. All right, let's see who's next here. Uzama Rob, we did his. Susan Kennedy, we did hers. Lena, we did hers. Dr. Lisa don't have a. Oh, Dr. Lisa's jam. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. That's Dr. Lisa. All right, I think we got everybody. That is everybody. Lena says Darnell C. Saunders. Tune into this show later. Dr. Lisa Santiago Manil, enjoy your vacation. Dr. Lisa says, trust me, enjoying my working vacation. She has been working on her vacation. Um, and Dr. Lisa Santiago says, sing Jay Mattier. Oh, we got to do Jay's Jam. We got to do Jay's Jam. Get ready. Get ready. Oh, get ready. Get ready, because here Jay comes. Get ready, because here Jay comes.
On my way. Get
There you
ready.
go. We got Jay's Jam in. It's 9:49. We got a minute or two left. Jay, do you want to say anything else to the folks?
It's been a great show. I enjoyed myself. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate the questions. I appreciate you for being you. That's what powers us. So remember to do the likes, do the hearts, do whatever you can to keep this station going. It's been going for a number of years, about nine years.
Uh-huh.
And there's something there. So we want to embrace it. We want to continue it. We want to take advantages of the resources that are on your feed. Uzama Rod, powerful. Take advantage of the resources that you have here and just continue to be the family that we know you can be.
That was amazing. Thank you. And he's right. The resources that are already here, it's a shame. Sometimes we overlook or downplay because we're familiar. Okay. But there's Jay's an amazing resource. Uzama's an amazing resource. Dr. Lisa is an amazing resource. Brian K. McNeil is an amazing resource. Linda Hopkins says, awesome show. Glad I caught it while I'm cooking. Worth browning my eggs more than I planned. If you browning your egg, I don't think that's how it's supposed to go. But that was still funny. 9 years is right, Dr. Lisa. Dr. Lisa will be on a plane in the morning, and she's coming back to me tomorrow. So tomorrow, my baby comes home. My baby comes home. Some of y'all know that song. It's all right till my baby comes home. That's Luther. Y'all have a good rest of the weekend. Make sure you let this week end before you start a new week. Don't just work all weekend straight. Okay?
And remember, in the meantime, don't forget to have sex.